Alright, in this video we're going to do a little example, a superhero lookup program that we made in CS10 and optimize this program, right? Make it more efficient, make it more organized using functions. So practicing our parameters and arguments. So to download, the start code for this should we be able to download from the video description. I've got it right here, superhero lookup start. Let's open that up with Visual Studio Code. Okay, and maybe we should just, let's open this up first and see what it does. Just a quick refresher. Oh, I changed this input element to a little drop-down list here, select element. So it goes to Thor, background color changes, image changes, the link will change to take me to the Thor Marvel Comics. Spider-Man, right, changes the word, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So all the code does here, very simple, right, is when I change that select element, I call this function. And in this function, I get the super name, right, the value of that select element. And then I have this chained selection statement that says if the super name is this, change the page to reflect Black Panther settings, else if it's this, change the page to reflect the Thor settings, etc. So this program is pretty straightforward, it's not bad, but again, once we learn more about functions, we can see that I can optimize this. The code here, and the code here, and the code here, they're almost identical, right? Change the inner HTML, change the source of the image, change the link path, and change the background color. All right, and that happens in each of these. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to define a function that's going to accomplish this repetitive task. But I'm going to need, some stuff is different, right? For example, the image will be different. The link will be different. I think the first part is the same all the time. Yeah, the Wikipedia wiki, but then it has that part will be different. And then the color is different. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to find a function called what am I going to call this? Usually you want to name your function so it reflects the task of the function. Maybe we'll call it, we already have a set superhero. Maybe it's going to be the update page, because that's what the main task is, right? We're updating the page. All right. Now, in order to update the page, I need some information. Actually, let's start by copying and pasting this, and instead of Black Panther settings, we'll just say superhero settings. Excuse me. And what do I need? I will need super name, okay, which is a local variable here. So why don't I just, I don't want to use the same, sometimes that's confusing if you use the same variable, because this variable here is technically different than that, but it's going to represent the same thing. So I'm just going to use name. And then I'm going to go, whatever gets passed in, I'm going to go to uppercase for that title. Then I'll have image name, or image source, I guess we could do. No, let's go with name, because I'm not doing the whole path, because I want to just leave images slash, and then go plus, and then we'll do image name. So I have to make sure I include the .png, yeah, or .jpeg, or whatever it is. Okay, and then here too, I can break up the string. All of them have the up to the wiki slash, and then we need the, we'll call it the href. That sounds cool. And then here we'll just have a variable for a color. And of course I'll need href here, and I'll need color here. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I need to pass in 4 pieces of information, right? These are parameters that are going to store the information that gets passed into the function, and then I'll use that information inside of here. Okay, so now I can replace this code here by just saying update page, and I'm going to pass in super name. And I'm going to pass in, so that's the name. I'm going to pass in the image name, which will be blackpanther.png. So the string blackpanther.png. I'm going to pass in the href, which is going to be black_panther_ comics. And again, I need to put that in quotations because it's just text. And last but not least is the color, which in this case is just the string black. So let's test it for the Black Panther. So I should be able to now call the update page function, and it'll take in all of this information. All right, and I guess I can use the variable here. I could have also just done Black Panther. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And then let's save this and see if it still works. So I switched to Thor, and I switched back to the Black Panther. The link still works. Awesome. Okay, so now I can just repeat that. For Thor, I can just go update page, pass in supername again, pass in Thor.jpg, pass in Thor_Marvel_comics, and the color FFFD90. Right, and those are just the settings that Thor needs. And now Hulk, update page, supername. What else do we got here? The image name, .jpg, the wiki part, Hulk_comics, and the color 4EB528. And last but not least, Spider-Man, Spider-Man.jpg, Spider-Man, and B400C. Okay, so you can see now the benefits of this. Imagine I had more of these as well, right? You could see that all of those like 4 or 5 lines of code, that the 4 lines of code here, are now summarized in this one function call. So every time we add a new person, I can just say update page, and then it'll call this function. Okay, so that's efficiency, right? This is more efficient. We're reusing this code. It also helps with organization, right? That this set superhero calls this update page to do its job, right? Breaking up the program into tasks. Okay, let's make sure this still works. It's been refreshed. Wonderful. Let's go to Spider-Man. Good. Hulk. And yep, the link is good. New link. Thor, etc. Okay, beautiful. So again, the functionality is still there, but just again, using this idea of defining a function with parameters and being able to call that function and pass in different values so that this thing can do its job using those different values. All right, that's parameters and arguments. Hope that made sense. I think next up for you guys will be, I'll type up a little bit of a drum kit assignment. Similar idea. I'll give you some start code, and there'll be kind of a repetitive thing that you do over and over again. Define a function for that, and then invoke that function with different values. Okay, hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.